I'll wear it on the chin. So Philly away on defense here, and again, nothing crazy about this composition. It is the triple tank that features the Winston instead of the Reinhardt here. Is this odd on defense? Wouldn't you rather see Reinhardt sort of, on this map to begin with?
It's tough. I think if Philly were to come out running Reinhardt, I think that's when you see Atlanta go back into spawn and swap to, maybe like a quad or triple DPS.
Just punish the immobility of Reinhardt.
And then I also think that's why you see Philadelphia not use something like an Orisa on defense, because if they saw the Orisa, Atlanta probably goes back to the spawn and swaps. So having the Winston in protects you against a lot of those DPS heroes the most. That's why you see Atlanta go with like a standard Reinhardt 3-3 support combo. Big pick off, Zen on Zen there. Boombox taking out Kodak from long range.
And then Pokpo falling very quickly after with the Discord orb on him. EQO was able to walk up, hit him through his barrier, and the Discord orb was adding so much onto the damage. We've seen this a bunch from Boombox in this series actually against the London Spitfire. A lot of those early picks, especially on Bedosen. Getting that opposition Zen, very important.
Atlanta, as that goes on though, they lose that fight pretty quick. They do get a tick on the point. As you can see at the top of your screen, they've hit that arrow, so they're going to have that to go off of progress. So a third of the way, it's taking point A already.
Yeah, I mean, that limits Philly's margin of error now. They can't just sort of sit up on the purchase for as long as they would otherwise like. They'd probably be pretty annoyed that that even happens.
I mean, that's what you're going to have to do if you're Philly. You're going to have like the Diva and the Winston, so Poco and Sato in this situation, just cycle who can test the point back and forth to get enough healing to keep them to stay up.
Well, look at them. Atlanta realize this now. They're sitting in the corner trying to bait and engage. Sato gets booted back almost as soon as he gets to his intended target, so he's forced to put the barrier down and scuttle away. EQO down towards half, and again Sato has to play evasively. He takes to the skies. Atlanta identify a weakness in the lineup of the fusion. They push inside the side room. Two supports are down. This is perfect for them. Defran, 95 charge. And a Graviton if he were to need it, but Philadelphia just got gutted.
And I think what they realized there is, what we saw from Carpe's POV is the grab from Defran. Because airmail, that one is, Philly actually is going to come back. They may want that grab back.
Sound barrier now from Atlanta Reign, hastily applied. They realize they may have overstepped themselves somewhat. Sato is down. The self-destruct thrown in the middle. Poco wants more. He'll have it. Master's down, but EQO is traded. Carpe moving up to the point now, and somehow Philly have salvaged this. Atlanta run out of steam.
You would have loved to have that grab if you're Atlanta.
How?
Combo with that self.
They lose their Lucio, they lose their Brig. Still able to hang on.
So sometimes it happens there, but I actually like the read early by Atlanta. So they go through the hotel, and they actually realize that Carpe is above them. Dako's just getting beamed down by the Zarya. And they realize, like, oh, we have both the Winston and the Diva split off here to the right, and Carpe's not going to jump down because then you have him split off all alone. So Carpe kind of rotates around to the window. By the time he gets there, both of his other tanks are dead.
Carpe took a heck of a lot of damage in that early engagement. Neptuno definitely able to step back away. But the Transcendence is now brought into play by the Atlanta Reign. The follow-up, though, not excellent. They're on the point, they're very close, but Philly is still 6 strong. Now they push up. Sato goes down once again. Boombox misses the timing of the Transcendence. He can't keep his main tank up. Now the Graviton. Philly have to invest in this fight. We'll see if it works out, but Poco's caught on a grab himself. EQO has to back up. And now Atlanta probably take a breather here, but they're a little bit disjointed themselves. But they use this to take down Carpe. They find one of the arms of the pincer. It's traded though. Kodak's missing, but Boombox was being down by Erster. And Poco has to go for the self-destruct. Try to make some space for Sato and the rest. And it's just him and EQO. Neptuno playing close. Poco had remech'd off to the side, so he takes a fair bit of early damage. And the Reign have position. There has to be a full commitment here from Philly, but they've lost Sato now. They're running out of options.
Now, it was like a 4-on-4 here on the point, but you have Defran fully charged up. It was 3 tanks and a support for Atlanta against 2 supports and 2 tanks for Philly. Atlanta finally takes point A. That got really scary considering how much progress they made early on. When they used to Defran, probably just kind of like fat-fingered accidentally used the grab there on the pole.
Well, he was trying to catch Sato in Primal, but Sato had jumped already. Sato was out of there. I mean, very good at playing evasively on that Winston we've seen from Sato. Very good at being aggressive. It's, at least he has both of those things covered.
They'll have all 6 ultimates here for Atlanta in this next fight, which is good. This is a very difficult part of the map to push through in this type of meta.
Yeah, we're having a lot of them used here as well. Transcendence, Graviton also out from Atlanta Reign. Philadelphia also investing in kind, but getting nothing for it. Atlanta. That's what we call ROI, ladies and gentlemen. They have a sound barrier, earth shatter, self-destruct to bring into the next engagement.
And there's a good chance you can get a pretty good shatter off. So you don't really need the Graviton Surge to combo with the self-destruct. Like you see from Pokemon's POV, where the Philadelphia Fusion are going to have to come through. It's just like a narrow chokeways. So You think, you know, you can get Sato a little low, put the shield down, maybe get a boot, knock him out of the way, or you can get that counter shatter, right? How many times have we seen the grabs come down and then a shatter come down inside of it?
Fisher pretty good at counter shatters himself. That's the shatter. It's mostly blocked those sound barrier for both teams here, but Neptuno was a little bit low. Poco really pushing here at the front line, and in that right corner you can see Massa just trying to stay alive now with the Graviton Surge brought in. Poco again, self-destruct in over the top. It yields results. Darko is missing Defran. Cut down by Carpe, close quarters. And the Fusion again have to feel good about this map. Look what they come out of this fight with.
Yeah, you know, Atlanta has to know when they use those three ultimates, when they use the sound barrier, the earth shatter, and the self-destruct, that is a not winnable fight. Not to go to the opposite of what we just showed with our insights powered right now. They have to know it's not winnable because Philly uses nothing in the previous fight. They had some ultimates, so you come into the last 50 seconds here, you have a few options. Atlanta, that you have the Graviton Surge and the Transcendence coming online. You can extend this fight, or you can go quick, try and bait an ultimate or two out and come back stockpiled.
All eyes on Sato right now. He does have an Earth Shatter waiting. He'll need to be quick though. Kodak's getting close to the Transcendence and he lays it down. Beautiful. Defran is on the ground. So is Erster. And Poco comes in for the cleanup. Great coordination between the tanks of the Philadelphia Fusion. Atlanta, you can't blame them for that one. They get caught up in the mess. The Graviton Surge from Defran, unfortunately, doesn't give them what they need to get that fight going.
You will be able to get potentially back to the card. You need Dako to stay alive. He's probably going to be the one that needs to touch here.
Poco's too afraid to really commit to that one either. It's just, the stakes are
defense.
very high.
It's not worth, yeah.
5 seconds left. Atlanta need to get to the payload to keep this round going. Philly staunchly defending it now. Erster goes in for the shield bash, but it looked like he didn't connect. Osada was protected. Poco's down a half, and that's dangerous. It's forcing out the Transcendence now from Atlanta. They need to go forward. They need to find some momentum, but another grab comes in. Up to the sky goes the mech. Straight on down, and it's 3! Just what the doctor ordered, and Atlanta are cut down to size by half. Poco will pursue the D-Mech Diva, and Darko has nowhere to go. Philadelphia Fusion shut the door. Staunchly defending in that second stage. They've got to be happy with that one, but there's much more to come. Philly will move on to the attacking side when we return from a short break.
Talk about aggression, though, being the team that engages first. So important in this type of meta.
Fusion happy with that half, but it's far from done. They need to now improve on the mileage that Atlanta were able to chalk up. It's one checkpoint, or an extra 97.49 meters. That's in-game, of course. Pushing up very quickly around a statue here, using that Reinhardt shield, so it's not going to be the Winston in the 3-3 setup. They really want to get up close to that, taking too much poke damage. Something Poco's been very good at mitigating himself. But that shield for Sato's getting low. It's fine, it's time to go. Massa gets taken down by Neptuno. And it's a start for the Fusion, but they're not willing to fully commit just yet. The Rain have split themselves off, and EQO recognizes that straight away. He goes straight on in. Poco is down. Clinically picked apart was the Rain's defense here. Very nice from Philly.
Yeah, really patient there from Philadelphia. You know, they get that first pick, and instead of pushing in right away, they're all pretty weak. They get chunked down on the point. They heal up. They see what Atlanta decides to do, and they pick a direction. EQO and Poco flying right to the right side, taking those two players that were a little bit split off, eliminating them. They're working their way back to the point.
EQO redeems himself. That was also how, you know, he got picked off by that stray self-destruct on the map in Nepal. But really well identified. Hey, there's players here, they're split. It's a Reinhardt and a Brigitte. Let's just go for them. As a result, this is the reward that Philadelphia reap. Boombox is right on top of that Transcendence. Philly, they're in a great spot in terms of ultimate economy. Sato wants to just charge up his Earth Shatter, and he gets a bubble to do just that. This could be quite nasty. He sees the Transcendence though, and he backs off just a little bit. As Atlanta filter into the right side room, Boombox wants to chase. Pokpo's caught out though. That was a double stun. Massa was also down, but it doesn't matter. He gets back to his feet and gives it as good as he gets.
I feel like every time we go on with Defran, he is high energy. I mean, you know, Atlanta losing some of these fights, but he's building up that energy quite quick when we get on with him. Him and Carpe about even in average energy right now, but Zarya is your main damage hero in this type of composition, right? I mean, both players leading their teams by a wide margin in terms of damage done.
And Defran said Carpe was the one he was most looking forward to going head-to-head with. There's a lot of weight on this particular matchup for the young Dane. There's a Graviton Surge here for Carpe, so the Rain probably about to feel it. Earth Shatter here. I think really claimed by that one. Foe doesn't quite connect. Carpe wants to push forward, Soundberry making them a lot more durable, and Defran is taken down by the whip shot over the top, self-destruct. Nothing gained from that. Asado is quickly bashed by Erster, given the bubble immediately though by Carpe, and Philly were able to push forward without having to use the Graviton Surge. That's the perfect result from them in this fight.
We saw it a little bit, you know, when we were on the POV of the Philadelphia Fusion, when they get Pokpo low and they force him to that right side. At that point, it forces players from Atlanta who are around the corner to the left to come around because they have to try and help him in some capacity. And, you know, the main tank for Atlanta ends up staying alive, but everybody else drops because he's all the way up to the left.
We're right on the brink here, Philly. So close to their goal, and Atlanta have to give everything they've got to stay in this map right now. That's the Earthshot. Asado, though, kind of gets cut off. It doesn't matter. The Rain, mouths agape, looking on like stunned mullets as the payload gets home. And the Fusion will breathe a sigh of relief because that last fight was much easier than they feared it would be. We got ourselves a tied series, ladies and gentlemen. Do not change the channel.